Hi, this is Karen Montgomery, and this is the first of several reports we'll do throughout this session to let you know, number one, who all is working in this office, what we're doing here, and to also kind of familiarize yourself with the office and with the buildings down here when you come and visit. I'm Karen Montgomery. You recently elected me to come down here in January as the senator from District 14. I'll start out with just talking about a few bills and some of the major issues, and then we'll switch to the staff so that you can understand who the voices are that you talk to and put them together with a face. This first bill that we'll talk about a little bit is a relatively easy one, but it's one that a lot of people have asked for. It is a bill, it's a prescription from a doctor, so that if you are very ill and probably old, you will be able to have your desire for your personal end of life follow you from wherever you may go, from an emergency room, from a doctor's office, perhaps to a hospice. Many people have asked for it, and many doctors, and it will save you and the family when you are making your final wishes known from a lot of confusion and difficulty. Seems like a sad bill, but it's something that we all do face. None of us get out of this alive, so we might as well prepare our families for the best. A bill at the opposite end of life, but an equally important one, is to check newborn babies for heart problems. Right now, a newborn baby will go home, and suddenly the parents realize the child may be turning blue, may not be breathing right, and may not be thriving. This is to do a heart test so that babies, when they are in the hospital right after they're born, we can detect heart problems. It's cheap to do it right away. It's expensive later on. So I hope we will be doing that. We also are helping some of our physical therapists. Oddly enough, there was an anomaly in American law that said physical therapists couldn't look at your x-rays. This isn't to say they'll take them, but they can look at them, as many people have due to sports injuries and what have you. They've seen a physical therapist. It's a good thing if on the x-ray the physical therapist can indeed point out to you where the problem is. Additionally, my committee, which is EHE, Health, Education, and Environment, deals obviously with the environment. And one of the bills I'm doing, we will be removing the remaining phosphorus in detergents from the bay. This should help with some of the problems we have. Now, these are some of the bills I did. However, as you're hearing and as you know, we're facing a shortage financially in the state and in the country. Most of it not brought on by us here in Maryland, but indeed often brought on by some of those in Wall Street who were not as scrupulous as we like them to be, and perhaps the feds will make them be. But one of the things we are working on is to have more voting booths out in your neighborhood for the early voting, because some people cannot and do not want to drive 30 miles. We are trying to get them closer to your house. We are dealing with a lot of other bills beyond the ones I've mentioned that are, shall we say, a little more controversial, certainly a lot more intense. We're working late hours, many nights, to see that we can get them through. One of them that is still going on, and we will be voting with shortly, is the bill to have young people who have been brought here, not themselves coming here, but were brought here by their parents and cannot afford and want to and are achieving in our schools. We are in the process of passing a bill that says if you've gone to high school here, if your parents, guardians, or you can show that you've paid taxes in Maryland, and that if you take 60 hours of credit in a community college, you then can transfer to a four-year college. Then you will have in-state tuition rather than out-of-state tuition, which is sometimes as much as 3 to 5 times the cost of in-state tuition. This is contentious. I can't tell you the outcome yet, but I can tell you I have voted for that, and so probably will the Senate. We are in the downslope of the session. We have a lot more work to do. We're working 10 and 12-hour days. Some of our bills are very painful for us to hear because it is necessary for us to think about making cuts where we really shouldn't be. Therefore, we will have to think about, are we going to cut services to those who can least afford those cuts, or are we going to pass some other revenue sources? We are in the heat of that discussion right now. The next time I talk to you, we'll talk a little more about what some of the results are. And I thank you for taking the time to listen, and I thank those of you who voted for me for doing so. I also want to tell those who did not that I am ready and willing and happy to help anyone in this county and in this state and in my district, of course, that I can help regardless of their party. Thanks a lot for listening. This is Karen Montgomery.
Hi, my name is Eric Hansen. I am a constituent of Karen's as well as a scholarship recipient, and I am a junior at the University of Maryland. I worked for Karen's office for 2 summers while she was in the House of Delegates. I helped with emails and just generally working around the office doing small tasks. I came over to help Karen in the Senate. I come in 1 day a week when I don't have class just to help out. I've learned a lot about the legislature and how the Senate and House works, and it's an awesome time working in her office.
Hi, my name is Hannah O. I am Senator Montgomery's administrative aide. I'm also a scheduler, and I handle a lot of the constituent caseworks. Please give us a call anytime if you have any concerns.
I'm Elaine Flanagan. I am Senator Montgomery's Chief of Staff and Legislative Director. I worked for Senator Montgomery the last 4 years when she was a delegate in the House of Delegates, and I very happily moved over to the Senate with the Senator. I am her Chief of Staff. I help organize the office here in Annapolis, and I'm her Legislative Director, which is a very busy job during the session. We track the bills, we work with the drafters, I make sure that the Senator is happy with the legislation that comes up from drafting. We track the bills, we get the testifiers to come in at the hearings, we collect testimony, be sure that's submitted for the hearings, we keep the calendar for the hearings for the legislation to be heard. We also work with the constituent issues. When you call in, the Senator and I sit down and discuss all of the issues that we hear by email or telephone and decide the best way that we can help resolve the issues for you. One of the other things that I do during the legislative session, the 90-day session, is I work with the college intern. We have a college intern that comes in 3 days a week from this year's Salisbury College, but they come in from all different colleges. They help with the bill tracking. They help interface with Senator Montgomery on issues, and they learn quite a bit of what's happening during session. It is wonderful to work for Senator Montgomery. She is very involved with the district and the constituents, and all of your concerns are the Senator's concerns, and she works very hard to hear what your opinions are. We greatly appreciate you contacting the office here in Annapolis and letting us know what's important to you, because that's important to us. Thank you for letting us serve you in Annapolis and the district.
Hello, my name is Neeta Dutt, and I'm the Community Liaison for Senator Karen Montgomery. On behalf of Senator Montgomery, I have been meeting and talking to a lot of residents throughout District 14. I listen to the voice of the community by attending meetings like Citizens Association meetings, Civic Association meetings, Citizens Advisory Boards, issue-based meetings, community events, and even talking one-on-one with the residents. In addition to all this, I'm also working on environment and progressive issues. Of course, I'm most passionate about the environment, keeping it, preserving it for our next generation, and protecting the most vulnerable in our society. That's the sick, the elderly, and the children. If you have a concern, or you just want to talk to me, send me an email at dutt.neeta@gmail.com. That's datt.neeta@gmail.com. Thank you. I hope to see you soon. I've already probably met quite a few of you, but I hope to see all of you. I'm looking forward to meet each and every one of you. Thank you. Bye-bye.